Please welcome Brandon Selic.
Good evening. Thank you for having me this evening. So yes, the Pirate Party, it is a strange name. I certainly don't disagree with that. We started out approximately 10 years ago as a copyright reform party, specifically in regards to legislation that was coming out of South Australia in regards to copyright of digital material and video games, as always the way. The party expanded from that. I, myself, am an ex-Australian Democrat. I was in the party room with Andrew Bartlett the day after the GST vote, so sorry about that. That's part of why we push forward for policies for simplification of the GST again. In regards to where the party expanded from there, we expanded to cover all digital rights and civil liberties, to progress in those areas. I personally drafted and put forward policies in regards to domestic violence legislation and prison reform. Not a lot of parties have prison reform policies. We know it's not going to win city votes, but I've been a lawyer for nearly 12 years at this point. I've worked on both sides for defence and prosecution, family. I've done pretty much every kind of law except for property law and personal injuries law. Property law because I'm bad at it. Personal injuries law because when I was studying it, they changed the legislation and I was too lazy and wasn't going to bother learning the new round of legislation. If you need personal injuries help, I can refer you to people, but I'm not going to do it myself. So we expanded our policy base from there, and we have a comprehensive suite of policies now basically that we should cover anything in regards to any questions you may have. If we don't have policies, yes, we've thought of it, but our policies are formed generally once a year in July when we have our Pirate Congress. This year it will be in Adelaide. Last year it was actually in Queensland and we hosted it. And from there we put in new policies. One policy I'm definitely advocating for the next round is a family law court reform. As I said, I've worked in family law, I'm aware of the issues, and that is certainly an area that needs some adjustment in the country. Thank you. And it's not just about throwing money at it. More judges are needed. The backlog in Queensland, for example, the judge of the Federal and Family Court in Brisbane has a 600 case backlog. When I was practicing family law in Brisbane approximately 3 years ago, they hit that backlog in April. So now they've already run. So now they're already full up for the ticket for the year. So more judges are definitely one of the solutions, but that's not enough. Judges are expensive. There needs to be support networks surrounding the family courts that can deal with these problems, such as mediation and that sort of thing. As myself, I've lived in the Redlands for 30 years. I was the daytime lawyer for the Bayside Community Legal Centre, which was at Capella Bar in Cleveland, up until about 3-4 years ago when it moved to Wynnum. So I am very aware of the issues that the local community has, almost unfairly in some regards. I have spent a stint in Canberra. Yes, it is very cold, I understand, and I was working there in winter. One thing that Canberra shares with the Redlands currently that I was quite shocked at is a homelessness issue. Canberra has a horrible homelessness issue, and I heard whilst I was away that the Redlands now has one as well, which has not been addressed. When I was working as a community lawyer here, getting emergency housing for homeless people and for victims of crime, particularly victims of domestic violence, which is a part of the community I work closely with. I used to run the domestic violence support and education group through Uniting Care in Capella Bar. So again, I'm painfully aware of those issues. And that is something we have to be looking at in regards to getting emergency housing or at least temporary accommodation for those people who are at risk. In regards to the harbour development, which has been touched on, again, that's something I've been aware of for quite some time and something that I personally have been against. The Pirate Party is against overdevelopment, and the harbour development there is clearly overdevelopment. We can't dump that amount of population in that area. It's going to have massive impact on the economy, which might be detrimental for a long time, but also the environmental impact in regards to where they're going to place it. That's going to cause a lot of problems down the line as well. We certainly need housing. There are housing issues in this country, but that sort of development is not the answer to it. I want to keep it short and sweet because my wife is sick at home and I don't want to leave it for too long. So basically, I think at this point I'll leave it open to the floor for questions. Thank you.
I've got a question in regards to family law and the reform